Hi, and welcome to the Family Talk Pod. My name is Luke Stehr, and I'm Community Engagement Coordinator here at First Baptist Church of Arlington. I'm also dad to two little girls that my wife and I are trying to raise to follow the Jesus way. And this week, I want to talk about the opportunity that eating together as a family has for our development and following Jesus. We live in a really busy culture, and between all of the activities that we can take on as families, taking time to eat together at the table can be a big challenge. In our family, we work pretty hard to have dinner together, all together at the table most nights of the week. And since our kids are little, conversation is often not smooth, but we practice sitting down and being together as a family. We talk about our days, we refill cups of milk, and we wipe up messes. And it is a little chaotic, and it's definitely work. It's hardly ever smooth. Now, there are all sorts of scientifically backed social benefits to this. Kids that eat meals at the table with their families are less likely to use drugs, they have better language development, they tend to have better grades, and they're less likely to experience depression, and they tend to be healthier. All of those things are great reasons to make eating together as a family a priority. But even beyond that, as Christians, we believe that there's spiritual significance to eating together beyond any of those wonderful social reasons. There's a pastor named Gannon Sims who says that our family is one of the ways that we learn to find our true home in God, because in our families, we learn to give and receive love. By learning to give and receive love as a family, which happens through the very natural lessons of eating together, we learn how to receive God's love and then give it to others. Our family meals are chances to pray together and help our kids cultivate yet another habit of prayer as we pray before our meal. It's an opportunity for us to talk about daily life with our kids and help them reflect on how God is working in their lives. Meals are a great place to ask some of the questions that are on your family talk box cards. Meals are also a place where your family can become part of God's mission. Have you ever thought about the role that your table could play in building God's kingdom? The Gospel of Luke has two statements about Jesus that are sometimes called the Son of Man statements. And one of those is Luke 19:10, which tells us the Son of Man came to seek and save that which is lost. It also tells us why Jesus came and what his mission was. And the other tells us how Jesus came and how he went about doing that. And that's Luke 7:34. And it's the Son of Man came eating and drinking. For the Gospel of Luke, Jesus seeks and saves the lost by eating with them. And Jesus' act of eating and drinking with people became a foundational way that the early church, which met in homes, gathered. And early church meetings were centered around meals. And it was their expression of love and hospitality that caused others to want to be a part of what was happening in the life of the early church. I want to encourage you to not only have dinner as a family, but to share your table with other people who are not a part of your family, and even with people who may not be a part of our church. And in doing so, you're going to model the kind of hospitality that the New Testament church had for its neighbors. And you'll be involving your kids and your family in the mission of God. It doesn't have to be at your house. You could take a picnic to a park. You could have a potluck. You don't even have to use real dishes. But by inviting others to share a meal with your family, you will be ministering to people just like Jesus ministered to people. And you will be showing your kids how to do it too. Your family will become part of building up the family of God. Now, you might be worried about having Jesus-oriented conversations, but if you're truthful about who you are and if you love Jesus, it's going to come out around the table. And if you've already had a habit of talking about Jesus at the table or praying before a meal, there's a very good chance that your kids will talk about Jesus at the table before you can. My kids, for example, know that praying around the table is our habit. And when we forget, and we do, our 2-year-old extends her hands and authoritatively reminds us that it's time to pray. And she's not embarrassed by that, and she's not shy about it. It's what we do, and she is going to keep us on track. Recently, our family joined another family for dinner. We have 2 kids, age 5 and under. They have 3 kids, age 4 and under. The kids did not sit down for long, and as us adults sat at the table finishing up dinner while preschoolers ran around pulling out toys, turning lights off and on, and screaming and all the things that happen, they were happy. And we were able to talk with some interruptions, and we chatted about how they'd been doing since their foster daughter left them. We talked about struggles and successes of parenting and more. Life just has a way of coming out around the table. It was messy, it was loud, and it was really, really good. We left tired but fulfilled. Eat together as a family, have Jesus-oriented conversations, and pray together. The family talk box cards are such a great resource for questions and things to talk about around the table with your kids while you eat. And if it's not your family habit to eat dinner together at the table, I promise it is worthwhile for so many reasons. It won't always be perfect, but it will always be good. Remember to use those family talk box cards. Let us know how it's going, and don't forget to talk.